Hi folks, it's me, Filipina Elated. Today, I've got interesting story about a Filipino woman named Jusa met his American partner online. It all started when Marvin was about to process his visa going to Manila. But before that, they already chatted for 1 week. While he was in Manila, they continued their communication. It happened that the visa process was smooth. He decided to meet her in Bohol. After they're getting to know each other, they lived together for 2 months and they found that they have a lot of personalities in common. And so, both of them decided to marry. Is it really possible to fall in love with someone in a short period of time? Did they truly love each other? What reactions did he get from American walk down the street enjoying their company arm in arm? What do your family think about their marriage? You're about to hear a real story that might convince you to open your eyes and heart again. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mom Jilsa and Sir Marvin. It's a pleasure to have you guys on my channel. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you.
I'm doing well.
So, I was looking at the TikTok videos that you released a year ago. That was year 2024, if I'm not mistaken. And I was very fascinated with your story about how you guys met online. And I am curious, what age were you when you met each other?
I was 75 and she was 45.
So over 30 years of age gap. You said you were
Yes.
45 the time. What
Yes.
were you doing? Were you working or were you studying or whatsoever? Doing something for fun?
I was already working that time, but on my free time, I visited the site.
You visited online dating page or site.
Yeah.
So how long have you two been married now? And how has your relationship evolved since that decision?
We are married for over a year already. And so far, we're okay. We don't have any problem.
So, what made you feel confident enough to take the risk of marrying someone you met online and had only spent a short time within a person? What made you decide to marry each other?
Okay, you'll be the first.
It was after we met is when I decided that I wanted to be with her all the time. Prior to meeting, I was impressed, very attractive person too. Of course, having the physical attraction must have the person inside must also back that up, which she does very well.
For you, it's a character that matter. And how about you, ma'am?
Actually, that time I really want to marry because I'm already 45, and so I'm searching a serious one, and it happened
Uh,
that he is so serious, and so I decided to marry him.
Wow, so sir, that time was so serious, and even right now, I can still see the love between two of you. Like when you look at each other, why did you marry me? And you were like recalling the moment when both of you meet each other the first time in Bohol.
Yes.
But before we actually go to another question, can you tell us what is the first reason why did you choose to date online and not on your women from your country?
I was in the United States when I first signed up to Christian Filipino, knowing that I was going to go to the Philippines, not really knowing where I was going to live or exactly what I was going to do, but I was sure I was going to move to the Philippines. I thought it would be nice if I had a companion once I got there. I really wasn't planning to get married at that point. I joined Christian Filipino because I felt of all the dating sites that are out there, Christian Filipino offered the best opportunity for meeting a sincere person. I felt Christian Filipino would offer a more conservative and reliable group of people to meet. And I will say, I think that's true. I think Christian Filipino has a better clientele than most dating sites.
That is very true because they are good in eliminating those fake profiles, and that's actually one thing why they are number one dating service so far. How about you, ma'am? What made you feel confident enough to take the risk of marrying someone you met online and had only spent a short time with in person?
I want someone who is older than me, and I can't find it here in Philippines since I'm already 45. Most men with my age are already married, and so I decided to go on a dating site.
And how about you, Marvin, sir? What made you feel so confident to marry Ma'am Josa?
I found her to be honest and open, and she is. She's very reliable. She's she's kind of like what they say: what you see is what you get.
How did you first realize that you were in love with Marvin? Was there a specific moment that made you feel certain about your feelings?
First, he's very poetic, and I like it.
Ah,
Um,
poetic.
yeah, he is. Nice words, and it's good. I feel good about it. And so I'm in love with him, and so I decided to meet him to know more about him. I'm impressed with his personality.
How long did you text online? 2 weeks,
Mm.
1 month before you
Not
meet?
that long. Not that long. We chatted for less than a month only. We chatted less than a month in a dating site, and then he went to Manila.
He went to Manila.
Yeah, for his visa.
From our first letter up until we met, I
Mhm.
believe it was 3 months. It says about a month or less, but and there's some truth to that because during the 3 months that I remember, we wasn't doing 3 months of communication. We had a hello, and then there was a break in the communication, and maybe a week later we said hello again.
So, sir, how long have you been processing your visa?
Well, I started the visa process when I was in the United States by gathering the documents that were needed and sending those. It took 3 months.
Three
Uh,
months.
if I would have done it on my by myself, I think I would one had a lot more headache, and it would have taken a lot more time, and I certainly would have been more frustrated with it.
It takes so much time, sir, processing a visa. And that's
Yeah,
why Christian Filipino as well have this another service which is about Filipino visa for you
right.
to have a hassle free and so that you can have your visa like work smoothly.
One of the things I witnessed in living here is while there are laws in place and procedures to be followed, I think for the most part everybody ignores them and they just kind of do life the way they want to on a daily basis. But when a foreigner like myself comes along and wants to interact with the process, it might change on the spot depending on who you meet.
Is it through Filipino visa?
Huh?
You use the Filipino visa
Yeah,
agency?
yeah.
Oh.
So you have mentioned earlier that you met online and you have used this dating service and you are successfully married in a relationship because of this. So, how did you feel about meeting someone online, Sir Marvin and Ma'am Josa?
Well, I was open-minded about it. Like, I didn't have any reservations about meeting online and then one day in person. Uh, to me, it just makes sense, and that was that.
So, how about you, Ma'am?
I feel it's exciting, and
Exciting.
yeah, it excites me that eventually I know him. Unlike from the people around me, I already know them, so I'm not. There's nothing excitement in it. Unlike the person that you're getting to know more and more about him.
You two first met in Bohol. What was your initial reaction? Was it what you expected?
First meeting, uh, I thought she was going to be taller than it turned out, and that was the biggest difference to my expectations that I found.
So you expect that she would be at least 5'5", 5'6", closer than
Yeah,
your height.
I was thinking 5'5" probably, and maybe if she wore those
Yes.
spiked heels, she would make it. But that's okay.
How about you, Ma'am Josa? What were the challenges that you have faced dating Sir Marvin? Did you receive as well like negative comments from relatives, neighborhood?
Yeah, I did. I did receive that comment that he's older than me, 30 years older than me. But for us, there's no problem with it. Only the people, some of the people, not all.
Age is just a number, and love is more important and the true intention.
My husband is more sweet and caring.
I have noticed that as well with foreigners that they're very responsible compared to other local. One thing that I've noticed is that foreigner are very responsible and they are a man of words. When they said something that I'm going to do this, they're going to do it. Unlike with local that they just keep promising, and never really do action. So good thing that you have met sir that is consistent as you said earlier and that is more sweet and loving. And how about you, mom? Are you as well sweet, loving, caring? I want sir to
Yes,
answer.
Oh,
you answer
and
it.
yes, she is
Okay.
completely.
Anyways, you have mentioned, ma'am, earlier that you have found many common personalities between you. And after living for a couple of months, can you share some examples of what you both enjoyed doing together?
Yeah, we enjoyed watching movies together. Then eating while watching movies. What else?
The thing we enjoy the most is just being together. Really care too much about what we're doing as long as we're doing it together.
Being together is one thing that you two both enjoyed doing. Were there any doubt or fears you had about the relationship and how did you overcome them?
No, I don't have any doubt. How about you?
No,
You don't have any doubt, sir. You're like when you see Mom Josa, I'm gonna do this. I will pursue her.
yeah, I was sold before the salesman came out.
Do you feel that the relationship has changed your perspective on love and relationships, especially considering the distance, age, differences, and cultural background?
I don't understand Messiah. And I'm happy to say I have started a journey to learn Messiah. And maybe in 5 years, I'll be able to say something more or more elaborate than May I Ang Buntek.
And how about you, mom? Do you feel the relationship has changed your perspective as well?
No, I try to adjust. I think it's not a problem.
So you are good in adapting, adjusting what's meant for you. What advice would you give to people who are considering relationship with significant age differences or people from different culture?
Don't hold too tight to your own culture. In other words, don't expect the person of a different culture to understand yours overnight. Give each other space to be themselves.
For me, just be willing to adjust and to understand the differences so that there will be no conflict.
All right, so this is our last question. Finally, looking back on your story, you are now settled, happy, and contented living in Bohol. What has been the most surprising or unexpected part of your relationship?
I understood she was going to be on the island for 1 year. It turns out it's a 3 year tour. That's been the biggest surprise.
Why that happened?
Because I can't file a transfer unless I will be 3 years in the island.
Also, because of your work, ma'am?
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for sharing your experience and your love story, your successful marriage that all started with Christian Filipina, the number one dating service that I also personally recommend and trust because it has been proven. I've also went for some interviews with foreigner and Filipina and Dimitru Christian Filipina, and I am so happy because some of them are afraid to take risks, but yeah, that's very understandable. However, if you're not gonna try, when will you try? And you will never know what will happen when you try to do something outside of your comfort zone, I would say. Well, folks, Diuse and Marvin's story is a reminder that love doesn't have to fit into any box, whether it's age differences, background, or what other things. Despite their age gap and different backgrounds, they built a strong connection by truly understanding and communicating with each other. They have shown us how to ignore judgment and trust and love, proving that sometimes taking risks lead to something amazing. Well, that's all what I got you for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that their story inspired you to sign up Christian Filipina and to keep trying to look what is meant for you, because if you will never try, you will never really know that you will win this Filipino heart. And at the end of the day, you will just be grateful because you didn't stop searching for love that you haven't found in your home country. And if you have a content suggestions, please leave down there in the comment section. And I will see you guys on Wednesday with another fresh video. Bye bye!